Society has lied to you. We've been programmed to think inside of the box. But then, someday somehow, someone came through and said, "Stop! What you're doing is wrong. You should think outside of the box." But even then, they were lying to you. I'll explain why. So there was this toothpaste and toothbrush company, and they wanted to change the design of this toothbrush. So the CEO, the head of the toothpaste and toothbrush company, asked for a meeting with his staff, engineers, scientists, and designers of this toothbrush so that he can discuss the design of a new toothbrush that will revolutionize the whole toothbrush and toothpaste industry. So he called forward for this gathering the next day, and all the engineers, staff, scientists, and designers of this toothbrush were there. So he started the meeting by asking a simple question: how can we change the design of this toothbrush? And he started getting answers from the audience, saying that you can, for instance, put a zigzag shape in the handle part of the toothbrush that will improve flexibility when brushing the teeth. Some were proposing to use softer and slimmer carbon fiber bristle and tufts instead of the ordinary plastic ones for better durability and to reach the inner depth of capillaries in our teeth. Others came up with completely new designs and stuff like that. The CEO took notes of all the responses he got from his staff working for his company.
Tomorrow for sure.
So the next day, the CEO thought he would go to a completely different place to ask the same question. So what he did was he went to a crowd of artists, musicians, ordinary people, people from the public, unrelated and completely different fields, and asked the same question. So how can we change this toothbrush? And the very first response from the crowd was, why do we need a toothbrush in the first place? Can't we just use a liquid to clean our mouths instead? This is when mouthwash was invented, and that dematerialized the whole toothpaste and toothbrush industry. Now, this is just a story that I invented to prove my point. To what extent this is true, I don't know, but I hope you get the point here. In a similar way, when all the greatest NASA scientists and engineers focus days and nights and wait for it, $12 billion on how to make a pen work in space, someone just said, why not use a pencil? Another case is when an artist solved a multi-million-dollar problem that NASA was facing with dropping one of its rovers onto Mars, and the artist just came up with an idea to use a crane instead that solved the whole problem. Remember, solutions need not be complex. In fact, the best solutions are the simplest ones, but with more knowledge that we acquire, we tend to divert from simplicity and focus on complexity. To say, throughout your life, you've been told to think inside of the box, and then someday somehow, someone came into your life and told you to think outside of the box. That was magical then, but what they didn't tell you is the real truth. And the real truth is, you should never think inside of the box, nor should you think outside of the box. What you should do is, you should always think from a totally different box altogether. This is the truth that society has been keeping away from you throughout your life. Remember, the mouthwash didn't come from the toothbrush and toothpaste industry, but rather from the artists who come from a totally different industry itself. Or in other words, from a totally different box altogether. Now that you know the truth, I hope that you will face all your problems not by thinking from inside of the box, nor from outside of the box, but from a totally different box altogether. Because this is where the simplest and the best solutions lie. If you've loved this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video with your friends and families. Until next, this is your friend Ishraj signing off for today, and see you at my next video for yet another amazing life lesson with Ishraj.